So we're going to look at talking about the derivative a little bit in terms of graphs. We're going to do this a lot more in Unit 3, but there's a few questions on the homework that ask about this. So remember we said the derivative is the slope of the tangent line or the slope at a specific point. And we want to determine if the following derivatives are positive, negative, or zero. So what you want to do is at that point, you want to determine would the slope be positive, negative, or zero. And if the slope is positive, then the derivative is positive. If the slope is negative, then the derivative is negative. If the slope is zero, then the derivative is zero. Okay. So when we say f prime of -3, what we're doing is we're going to where the x value is -3, which is here. And we're looking at, okay, what is the slope of the tangent line here? So anywhere my function changes direction from here, it's decreasing and then it's increasing, or from increasing then to decreasing. When we draw the tangent line, we draw a horizontal tangent line like this. Okay. And so the derivative, anytime we have pretty much it's a max or a min, or it's called a turning point, the derivative is going to be zero because the slope of that tangent line is zero. So f prime of -3 is going to equal zero. Okay, that's the same true for f prime of 1. When we draw the tangent line, we're going to draw it always horizontally, and the slope of a horizontal line is zero, which is why that derivative is zero. And f prime of 7, that's another one where the derivative, the slope is changing from, in this case, decreasing to increasing. And so at that specific point, we say the slope is zero and we have a horizontal tangent line. Okay? And just as a reminder, the slope of a horizontal line is always zero. Okay. So then we're going to look at f prime of -1. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to -1 on our graph. And we're going to look, okay, is the slope there positive, negative, or zero? So we can, again, if you want, draw your tangent line tracing the curve, or you can just look at the curve. And because this curve is going up from left to right or increasing, the derivative is positive. And most of the time on the homework, they write it as greater than zero for it being positive. Okay. So at this specific point, the derivative is positive or greater than zero. Okay. Then we're going to look at f prime of 4. So we're going to come to where x is 4, come to our curve, look at it, and say, okay, what is the slope here at this point? Or what is the slope of that tangent line? And since it's decreasing or going down from left to right, it is negative. And again, on the homework, they're going to write it as less than 0. Okay. F prime of 8. So I come to my x value of 8. I find my curve and I look at it. Okay, this is, again, increasing, or the slope of the tangent line would be positive, so it's greater than 0. And then f prime of 7, come to 7. Okay, so that's one of the ones we already talked about. That's at this min, which is where we say this, it's a horizontal tangent line and the slope is equal to 0. Okay. And so we will get into a lot more about graphs and how to find it from the graph and approximate it, but that's just kind of an introduction to it.